Medical marijuana. Should it be legalized throughout the U.S. or should it not be legalized? Today I will inform you on the facts of medical marijuana and let you decide for yourself. Medical marijuana has advantages and disadvantages, but there are also laws for and against the substance. I'm giving this speech today to inform people on medical marijuana that could one day be a medicine for all citizens in the U.S. My three main topics on this speech is advantages, disadvantages, and the laws behind medicinal marijuana. Here are some advantages of medical marijuana. First is a substance called cannabidiol, which is better known as CBD. It is a cannabinoid among many, and according to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, there are more than 100 cannabinoids in marijuana itself, and CBD is just one of them. CBD helps with seizures and possibly mental illnesses and addictions. CBD is non-intoxicating, which means it does not get you high, as people call it, with like THC and medical marijuana itself. Medical marijuana can also help with pain control, and medical marijuana is a lot safer than opioids, which is currently what is being prescribed to people with pain. So that will also help with addictions, because people get very addicted to opioids. And medical marijuana is also very effective with chronic pain, which means it would help people of the older generation. CBD found in marijuana does not intoxicate someone, and it can be used to help with pain and other neurological disorders. With medical marijuana, you must also consider the disadvantages of it too. Some disadvantages is if you are smoking the substance, it can cause cancer because it is an irritant to the throat. It has toxic gases, which, as you can imagine, if smoking anything, will obviously damage the lungs. And it has a lot of carcinogens. Many people think that it doesn't have a lot of carcinogens, but it has 50 to 70% more carcinogenic hydrocarbons than tobacco smoke, according to the mindfulworld.org. Another disadvantage of prescribed marijuana is addiction. If you are using medical marijuana for long term, Nora D. Volko from medicalmarijuana.org says that long-term use 9% of people can become addicted from long-term use. It can also cause a syndrome called bona fide cannabis withdrawal syndrome, and symptoms include sleep difficulties, anxiety, and craving, and other things. So if you become addicted to this, you could get that syndrome, which would cause many symptoms and would be hard to get off of. Some forms of medical marijuana can lead to cancer, and it can make patients addicted if used enough. While there are pros and cons to medical marijuana, there are also laws for and against marijuana itself. Federally, right now, it is illegal, no matter whether states are for or against it, and it is considered a Schedule I drug, which means it is considered highly potential for abuse. So they consider it an abusive drug. Among states, you can obviously legalize it within the state by voting, and currently 29 states have it legalized. But within those states, you have to get an ID card to be prescribed medical marijuana, because not anyone can just buy it, because it's medicinal, not recreational. Medical marijuana laws are clearly split between federal and state governments, although the federal government currently has a lot more control over this, so if they technically wanted to, they could shut it all down. Today I have told you the facts about medical marijuana. Medical marijuana has pros and cons, but it also has laws for and against it. Some advantages for this, like I said, was CBD and pain control. The disadvantages were it can cause cancer if you smoke it, and it has addiction with it. The laws were state and federal laws, the difference between those. And the one thing I want you to get out of this speech is that there are ways to use medical marijuana without being intoxicated, which is not popular belief among many people. They think that using this gets you high, and there are certain ways to use this substance without getting high. Considering all this info, I want you to think about this and think about what your opinion is on this subject.